Mark, I was sitting on my back porch this morning, watching the steam rise from my coffee cup, and there was this moment where everything just felt perfect. The sun was barely peeking through the trees, and I couldn't help but smile.
That's exactly the kind of moment we love sharing here on Blue Mountain Morning. Those quiet seconds that remind us to breathe and just be present.
Yeah, and speaking of being present, we missed yesterday's episode, which honestly happens sometimes because, well, life happens. But we're back today, ready to help our listeners find their own moment of morning clarity.
Absolutely. And you know what? Sometimes those unexpected breaks remind us of what matters most, taking care of ourselves and coming back stronger.
That's what Blue Mountain Morning is all about, finding those pockets of peace even on the busiest days. Let's dive into today's headlines, Mark. It's Tuesday, January 14th, and there are two major stories that have really caught my attention.
Yeah, and they're both pretty significant for different reasons. The first one being the anticipated release of the special counsel's report on Trump. This has been quite a buildup.
It really has. This report could have some serious implications for the upcoming political landscape, especially with the inauguration less than a week away.
Absolutely. And what's particularly interesting is how this could impact both the legal proceedings and public opinion. We're looking at potentially game-changing revelations here.
And then there's this other fascinating story about a sophisticated smuggling tunnel that was just discovered between the U.S. and Mexico. The engineering involved is just...
It's incredible, right? And not in a good way. The tunnel apparently has some really advanced features. We're talking professional-grade construction, ventilation systems.
That really shows the scale of what law enforcement is up against, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it's not just about the tunnel itself. It's what it represents in terms of border security challenges. Like, for every tunnel they find, you have to wonder,
how many they don't find? Exactly. And it really highlights the ongoing complexities of border security that we're dealing with as a nation.
These aren't just isolated incidents either. Both stories really speak to bigger challenges we're facing, from political integrity to national security.
Mark, diving deeper into this tunnel discovery, what really strikes me is the sheer sophistication we're seeing. This isn't just some hastily dug hole.
Oh no, not at all. We're talking about something that honestly rivals professional construction projects. The ventilation system alone. This shows us we're dealing with organizations that have serious resources and engineering capabilities.
And that's kind of terrifying when you think about it.
It really is. And here's the thing. These tunnels are just one piece of a much larger puzzle. While we're focusing on traditional border security measures, criminal organizations are literally going underground, adapting and finding new ways to operate.
I've been thinking about the international relations aspect of this, too. How do you even begin to address something like this between countries?
That's actually a really good point. See, it requires this incredible level of cooperation between U.S. and Mexican authorities. You need real-time intelligence sharing, joint operations.
And trust. You need a lot of trust.
Exactly. And what we were seeing is that these cross-border challenges are becoming more complex every year. It's not just about physical barriers anymore. We're dealing with sophisticated networks that, operate in multiple countries, use advanced technology.
It's like playing this constant game of catch-up.
Yeah, and that's what makes this particular discovery so significant. It's not just about this one tunnel. It's about what it tells us about the evolution of these cross-border challenges. We need to be thinking way more creatively about solutions.
Let's turn to some good news. You know what really caught my attention this morning? This incredible story coming out of Michigan during this massive winter storm. It's actually giving me goosebumps just thinking about it.
Oh yeah, I saw this. The one about the neighborhood that basically turned into its own little support network?
Exactly that one. So there's this community in Detroit where the power went out, temperatures dropping below freezing, and instead of everyone just kind of dealing with it alone,
they came together, really came together.
Right? This one family, the Hendersons, they had this massive generator and they opened their garage as this warming station for the whole block. And then someone else started bringing hot coffee. Another neighbor was checking on all the elderly residents.
And what I love about this is how organic it was. No one had to organize it or, tell people what to do. They just saw a need and stepped up.
It's kind of amazing how sometimes it takes these challenging moments to remind us of our capacity to support each other. We're all dealing with this brutal winter storm, but
it's bringing out the best in people. You know what really got me? The part where the kids were going door to door with their sleds, helping deliver supplies to people who couldn't get out.
Exactly. And it's not just Detroit. We're seeing similar stories popping up across the Midwest and Northeast. It's like each community finding its own way to look after its people.
It really shows that even in our most challenging moments, there's this incredible strength in coming together. You know, Alex, there's something almost magical about these winter mornings. When I woke up today and looked out my window, everything was just still.
I know exactly what you mean. The way the snow kind of muffles everything.
Right? It's like nature's hitting the pause button for us. You can actually hear the silence, if that makes any sense, the way the snow blankets everything in white, turning the familiar into something completely new.
And there's that special kind of light, too. The way the early morning sun catches the frost.
Yeah, it's like each little ice crystal becomes its own tiny prism. You know, in all the rush of our daily lives, these moments are like little gifts, really.
I actually stood at my window for a few extra minutes this morning, just watching my breath fog up the glass, like I used to do when I was a kid.
That's exactly the kind of moment we need to hold on to. When the world feels overwhelming, sometimes all it takes is just pausing, watching the snowflakes fall, letting yourself feel that peaceful quiet that only comes with a winter morning.
It's funny how the same weather that can cause so many challenges can also bring such stillness, such beauty.
Nature's little reminder to slow down, take a breath, and just be present in the moment.
As we wrap up today's Blue Mountain morning, I just wanted to say, being here with all of you, sharing these moments of clarity and calm, it really does make my day brighter.
Absolutely. And tomorrow we'll be back with more stories, more insights, and hopefully more of those little moments that help ground us all.
And hey, if you're listening while watching the snowfall or sipping that first cup of coffee, just know that you're part of this wonderful morning community we're building together.
Until tomorrow then, from both of us here at Blue Mountain Morning.
Take care, stay warm, and remember, there's always something beautiful waiting in each new day. See you tomorrow, everyone.